Ms. Johnson, who I've known from undergrad, who has been very influential to me as well. But I would say Howard's an amazing university. It's a very much great community of people, not only here in the U.S., but also abroad. And I would say things that I've learned here as a student, both in undergrad and graduate school, has definitely stuck with me. I've learned how to definitely network is very much so important, as Teosi said. Don't think because you went to Howard and you got Howard University on your resume means someone's just gonna automatically give you a job, because that's not necessarily the case. I mean, of course, if it's a fellow Howard alumni, they're gonna try to advocate and push for you, but I would say definitely use those relationships to your advantage, but make sure those relationships that you're building are not one-sided. No one wants to work with someone that's all about being opportunistic or what can I just get, but how are you giving that interchange? And as far as currently what I'm doing, I'm currently a 2016-2017 Global Health Corps Fellow at the Global Health Council as a policy associate. So the work that I do covers about 17 or more different global health topical areas, from HIV/AIDS, sustainable development goals, maternal and child health, nutrition, neglected tropical diseases, NCDs, non-chronic communicable diseases, and so forth. And I'm still going to try. I'm still in the process of thinking about what I'll do post the fellowship year.
She doesn't have to worry about that right now, as she's halfway through the fellowship year. And we have a few other Global Health Corps fellows in the audience, and we will be providing you with resources for the next steps and the next few trainings that we have. Another plug.
So I used to get real mad when people that I knew tried to finesse their classes. And until I realized that everyone, everywhere finesses everything. So finessing is it's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. So it's really just finessing, it's building relationships and then capitalizing on those relationships to get something done. So it really is networking. It's just a matter of making sure you're doing it to a good cause and doing it in moderation and not exclusively doing it. But yeah, so I think that's the one thing that Howard has really instilled in me is a faith in the power of the finesse. And afterwards, I mean, Oxford and then med school, and then we'll see. We'll find out.
Good luck. Thank you. Any other questions? Did I say to go up over there before?
Well, I wanted you to repeat the website.
Oh, www.ghcore.org/apply. Yes.
So, I'm not sure if anyone knows, but is the fellowship for after you get your master's or undergrad as well?
So the only restriction that we have is you have to be between the ages of 21 to 30. So we want to start investing in young professionals after they've completed undergraduate. So if you're a senior, if you're graduating soon, I definitely encourage you to apply. And yeah, there is that restriction. Anyone else? Questions about GH Core? Questions for our panelists?
But I also know quite a few people from my class who did not have master's degrees. So I would definitely say apply. And I will volunteer. Anyone in this room, if you have any questions that the GHC staff can't answer or anything that you want to know from a fellow's point of view or alumni, reach out to me. I'll have some business cards at the end. You want to practice some networking, hit me up. And I'll try to help.
Thank you. One of the things that we're doing this year for our fellowship is, for the applicants, is if you make it to the finalist stage, we're going to match you with an alumni so that all the questions you're afraid to ask us, you can ask them, and then you can get a really good insider's perspective. So definitely utilize Stephen's offer, but if you apply, we definitely have your backs also. Okay? Any more questions? Yes.
Yeah, I had a question. You say one of the major things, networking. but like, where do you think would be some good place to go outside of a university standpoint to like network with the correct people? Because a lot of people want to network, but they don't know how to find the right people to network with.
That's a great question. I actually want to tackle that really quick. One of the things that I love, and I advocate for it so much, is LinkedIn. If you have an idea of, I really challenge you to picture the job title or the position or school or program that you want to enroll in or to apply to, and you search people who are already in that position. And LinkedIn has this really wonderful, especially if you don't know where to start, LinkedIn has a wonderful resource called that shows you who within your network is associated or knows this person. And you could just say, hey, you know, I noticed that you're friends or you're connected with so-and-so on LinkedIn. Could you facilitate an introduction to me? I would like to have an informal interview with him, ask him or her, you know, what they're doing next or how they've gotten to the position that they're in. And I think it's a really good practice in visioning and outlining what it is that you want and knowing that, because once you have at least a fairly good idea of what it is that you're striving to, what you want, you can start making those action steps to get there. So LinkedIn is a really good source. If you don't have a LinkedIn, I really recommend that you get one as soon as possible and really flesh it out. There are a lot of links online to make it look really nice and detailed, but I think the panelists might have things to add to that.
I would say in addition to LinkedIn, I would say also if there's an organization that you're interested in that might do some type of work that you want to do either long term or aligns with something that you're passionate about, I would say go on that company's website, reach out to someone, do an informational interview, and sometimes a lot of organizations here in DC, within the Washington DC metropolitan area, host a lot of different events. So that's also other ways for you to network. Like for example, at one point when I had lost my job and I was unemployed for a little over a year, I went through to a lot of different networking events. I met with people, I networked, I done informational interviews, and some of those people I'm still in contact with now, even though I might not be working at their particular organization, but that's also another way as well. Or even if you're a professor, that's also another way. You can sit down, you have someone that you can trust, that kind of like a mentor figure to you. They can also talk to you about possible different events or people they can connect you to based on what some of your life goals or objectives or things that you might want to achieve.
I would add, if you don't have a resume ready, get your resume ready. A strategy that I came up with for myself was I thought about my aunt, my mom, and some of her friends. These are the people that go around talking about me. Like, Steven's gonna be talking at Howard, Steven's gonna be at the White House, Steven's whatever. I sent them a copy of my resume, told them to always hold on to it. I'll update you if anything happens. So when you're talking me up and someone's like, so how's Steven? You send my resume along with it. Because I won't talk to my mom's colleagues, but my mom's talking to them every day. After that, if you don't have a business card, think about business cards. Howard might have some opportunities where you can get free business cards, I don't know. But if not, moo.com, MOO.com has, I think I got maybe 500 business cards for $25. And so when I went off to conferences, when I was still in school, I was able to pay for my own business cards. And I look professional because I'm talking to people, I'm like, hey, my name's Steven. And I can give them a business card with my contact info. I can let them know that I'm in school, this is what I'm studying, this is the degree that I'm pursuing. And then it has something that's a little, somewhat personal, kind of playful. Because I'm a DJ, I would have, on Moo, you have different designs that you can do on the back of your business card. So it had a cassette. And so people were like, oh, I talked to him about music. We were talking about Jodeci back in '93, but he also is into global health and he also was talking about vertical transmission of HIV. So this person seems like he has a personality. So they would remember me, I would remember them, and we could communicate that way. Another part of trying to network, volunteer. Try to step into that space where you're being selfless. So if you're here on campus, try to volunteer for an organization. If you're talking about just the DMV or DC, volunteer, your name will get out there because you're doing high quality work, and just naturally, organically, people will start to get to know you. So when you graduate, you're like, I'm looking for a job. This is another pool that you can tap into. So you're going to, using your family, your loved ones, your number one fans to pass out your resume, but you're also using the people that work alongside you volunteering to pass out your resume.
I like that. The last thing that I'll add to that is don't wait until you need something to start networking. You just start building genuine relationships with people, and when that time comes where you may need information to ask them questions or to be connected with maybe their network, you've already established a genuine rapport because you are investing in them as they're investing back in you. So they'll say, I've known this person for a while, it's been great talking to them, they're really passionate. I'd love to, pass your resume on to my colleagues. So if you start now when there may be nothing or not anything urgent that you need, it's a good starting place to just start investing in people and just genuinely caring about the other person, because people can sense when you just want something. Everyone has that one person that calls them when they need something, and it doesn't feel good. So definitely put yourself in that position, please.
I'd like to add, in terms of the volunteering, as a student, you are basically engaged in all of your academics. But when you graduate, yes, you may have a GPA of 3.8, 3.9, but they want to know what else can you do. So are you diversifying? It could be on a weekend in the volunteers, or you could set up your schedule where it's when you have Monday, Wednesday, Friday class and you have Tuesday, Thursday off. It doesn't mean that you stay in the dorm. That's when it's a good time for you to get out and find out, really, is this what you want to do? A lot of times you select a degree or